Welcome to Discovering. I'm in Lance for the annual Baraga Lake Trout Festival, and we're making a weekend out of it. We'll be camping in 11 feet of soon-to-be renovated classic vintage 1963 recreational vehicle comfort known as a Yellowstone. Or as a friend of mine who drags around 25,000 pounds of fifth wheel home away from home dubbed it the Bedrock. And we'll spend a little time looking for brookies.
And in honor of Father's Day, I went bluegill fishing with my dad.
Stick around, that's all tonight right here on Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forests thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
It was a hot Friday afternoon, somewhere around 85 degrees when we left home. With considerably little planning, we hooked up the Bedrock and hit the road. Nothing says last-minute youper like thawing your venison out on the dash. We were headed for Lance and the Baraga Lake Trout Festival. All I could picture was a lawn chair and something cold on a hot day. That picture lasted nearly the entire drive. About 3 miles out of Lance, the temperature abruptly dropped 31 degrees. Yes, indeed, a north wind on Keweenaw Bay. Nonetheless, we set up camp at the Baraga State Park and stuck with the plan.
All right, hey, we're here in Baraga, Michigan. We're getting ready to fish a big tournament this weekend out in Keweenaw Bay and Huron Bay. Up here with a bunch of buddies camping at the Baraga State Park. Just sitting here right now, we're getting the boat rigged up, ready to go. Got a bunch of high lines, leg core, copper, downriggers, dipsies. A little bit of everything, see what the fish want tomorrow. Just going over everything one last time, make sure everything's good to go. Hopefully a lot of anglers have a lot of success out there tomorrow. We're gonna fish Keweenaw Bay. Huron Bay is open. Lots of options, just a matter of where guys want to go and where the fish are biting.
It's our first tournament up here in Baraga. We're from Marquette. We fished a little bit today and just gonna give it our best tomorrow. And we're gonna launch right out here in Baraga pretty early in the morning, try to get out there. It's a little different fishing up here, so we're gonna try a few different things and see if we can't catch a few fish.
Okay, got the crew getting ready here to roll. A little bit late as usual, but we're fishing for lake trout, so lake trout are the lazy man's fish. You don't have to get up at 5 to fish them. We're gonna troll for a couple hours before we set up. We're gonna bob in the afternoon.
Well, the last of the boaters have left the dock for a long day of fishing. Weighing is a lot of hours away. For me, it's a hook, a worm, and a small stream. I'm going looking for brookies. I'll tell you right out, I didn't catch a single fish. Had a couple on, but that's as close as I came. On every corner, in every riffle, every dark hole, under every log, I could feel it coming. The feel of that quick tug on the end of my line. There was a pan, a lemon, and some bacon back at the campsite waiting for the sizzle of fresh brook trout. I'm not sure what I wanted more, the satisfaction or dinner.
Another gorgeous hole.
Try as I might, crawlers, spinners, you name it, nothing. I didn't get any dinner, but I did get the satisfaction part. Pretty hard not to enjoy a place like this. If you don't catch a single fish, is it still a great trout stream?
How can there not be a fish in there?
Is it still a great day of fishing? I can't say that that's the case all the time, but here, on this stream, on this day, without a doubt. The downside, hot dogs for dinner. The upside, still a gorgeous trout stream. It's time to head back to Lance and take a look at some lake trout and salmon.
This is our 14th annual. We've got 2 different categories, lake trout and salmon. We've been doing this for a lot of years. We got a beautiful festival that goes along with it. We've got vendors, got food, got kids games, a lot of different events for kids and stuff like that. So everybody's having fun. It's a free family event for everybody. But as far as the fishing tournament, we get a lot of boats, and it looks like today there's going to be a lot of big fish. The salmon numbers look really good. We got 2 different categories. We got actually like 2 separate tournaments. It's lake trout or salmon. They can be on the water anytime they want. They can't have lines in the water till 5 o'clock in the morning. They have to be off the water at 4 o'clock. They launch at several different ports, Lance, Baraga, Aquaming, Witts Marina, South Entry, wherever. The boundaries are pretty liberal. They're from the Gay Stack to the Big Bay Lighthouse. So we have a lot of water. We get a lot of boats spread out. The inside of the bay here has most of the salmon fishing, which has been phenomenal. The lake trout fishermen are scattered all over out over a big area. We're just at the preliminary of the weigh-in so far, so there are not a lot of people in. They can weigh until 6 o'clock. There's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of the biggest catches come in right at the end. That's the way it always is.
When the guys come in, we got the big leaderboard that Homestead Graphics made for us last year. Everybody goes on the board. When they come in and they weigh in up on the trailer, I get a slip with it, and we put it out here so it's in black and white for everybody to be able to see. The crowd seems to really like being able to see the numbers on the board, kind of the suspense as to are they in first, waiting for the anticipation to see who's coming in to knock them out of first or second, wherever they're at.
Fin spoons, of course.
122 boats this year. I think we're at about 130 last year, but we have more people on the boats this year, so I think our numbers are going to be up a little bit. A large part are from Baraga, Marquette, Houghton, Iron County, but we do get some from Minnesota, from downstate, from around the Great Lakes. It seems like we get pretty much all of the elite fishermen that are from all over the place. They like this tournament. They really like it. They like the way it runs.
This is our 14th year doing this. We grow every year. We've been really consistent the last 5 to 6 years. We range from 120 to 135 boats, and the prize money is between $15,000 and $16,000.
33.01 pounds, hunky-dory.
We pay 15 places, total of 5 fish per category. They can get in either category or just one. And when we get all done, then we give a lot of money away.
Hammer down, $575.
On top of the entry fee, which all goes back. We get a lot of door prizes from a lot of really great benefactors. We had some come in at the end here and really help us out. So
$850.
we're going to have some big numbers when it comes down the end of this. People are pretty surprised when the end of the tournament rolls around. And we pay back all of the money. I don't know what the numbers are, but I'm sure that the totals, when we get all said and done, they're going to be well over $1,000 for first and second, I believe, in both categories.
Motley Crew, $1,175. Bottom Bouncer, $1,175. Liburg and Liburg, $1,500. And in the salmon division, Erickson True Value, $1,500.
Well, our weekend came to a close. The Baraga Lake Trout Festival is a great event with a lot of great people. It was sort of a good news, bad news kind of trip. The good news is I saw a lot of fish. The bad news is I didn't catch any of them. We got to go camping for the weekend, but a weekend just isn't long enough. I did get to spend some time on a gorgeous UP trout stream. The bad news? Well, again, I didn't catch anything. Some other bad news. I snapped a fishing rod in half. The good news is it was a cheap backup rod. Why a backup rod? Well, if you happen to find the red and silver Zebco taped to the handle of a Berkeley lightning rod that I left in the little sandy parking lot next to the river, feel free to drop me an email. I'd love to see it again.
Every angler has his or her favorite fish to reel in. Some like brookies, some prefer walleye, and if you're like my dad, your favorite is bluegill.
I like bluegill. They're the tastiest if I ask me, that and trout.
My dad is the best bluegill fisherman I know. Well, he's one of the few people I've gone bluegill fishing with.
We'll throw this little guy back.
And it's been way too many years. They're fun to catch and are the tastiest fish there is. So we headed out to his favorite fishing hole on a scouting mission to see if the gills were biting. I threw the camera on a tripod, just in case, managed to get neither of us in the frame, and I caught one within seconds of throwing my bait out. The bite was on.
Uh-huh. You got one.
We just used a small part of the crawler. Inch or so, 1/3. We'll see what we can catch here with this one. We're after bigger ones. There we go. There we go. That's a better one, I think. That's a better one. That's what we're looking for. Hair over 8 inches. Any size you can keep a bluegill, but I like them anywhere from 6 inches and up. I can get a good fillet out of them. Anything a fillet besides my finger. Tender morsel. When do they start biting? Well, as you know, this is our first time out. And it's been a late spring. Water's been cold. Finally a little warmer weather, and they just start coming in the last few days. Talking with other fishermen, and they said they've been spooky, but they're coming in now to feed. Water's warm. All the little food are here for them now, and they'll start spawning here shortly. But as you can see, I don't see no beds out there. They're not spawning yet.
Bluegills favor warm waters, about 64 to 70 degrees, with plenty of cover such as weed beds, submerged logs, or drop-offs. Also good places to get your hook snagged and catch other things.
I got a fish stick. Just cast in different areas and that work your way in with your bait and find out where they're hanging at. And sometimes they're in close, sometimes they're out farther. Closer, say about 10 feet or so off in front of the brush over there. See if they're hanging in there. Not as big, but that's a keeper, no doubt. About 7.5. My setup is just a number 6 hook and one little split shot sinker and a hunk of night trawler. Very cheap. Way to go. Light line, about, I don't know if I got 4 or 6 pound on here right now. It's a cheap way to fish. I mean, don't cost you much. Rod and reel for about $15 and hooks and sinkers and enjoy yourself. Get a meal. There we go. Little one, again. You know, work it up, pull it, just work it a little bit. You're like, so. Like that, just if you don't get a bite right away, just let her sit for a while, not bite. Pull it up a little bit, reel in your slack, see if something happens. Your line starts going out, I got it just drifting right there. When she starts going out, when it gets to the end, pull her in. Just give her, hook them. And then you get this, see? That's what happens. And you got one. I think I got a bass this time. I think so. And it ain't bass season. It's a largemouth bass. There you go.
Nothing's changed much since I was a kid. My dad still baited my hook and took the spiny fin fish off for me. Bluegills spawn in shallow water in the late spring or early summer, and that's when it's typically a good time to catch them. But we were there before the spawn and having pretty good luck.
I'm gonna try a cast or two right here. You can see some swimming right there along that log. Here we go. Come on, take it, take it, take it, take it. Got him. Come on. Come on. Come on, big boy. Yeah. That's better. See the log going out out there?
Yeah.
Go to the end of it. Fish. Yeah, yeah.
I was torn between fishing and filming. I should have had Brian along to film so I could just fish.
Come on, get it. Yeah, there you go.
Bluegills are a fun little fish to catch. They put up a good short bite.
Oh yeah, there you go. A bigger one. Holy cow, you got a bluegill. There we go. Come on out there. Look at there. That's getting better. That's getting better when you bend your pole like that. Oh, we got a fish. So do I. Yep, mine's bigger. No, I don't know.
We caught 21. Well, mostly he did.
Well, I'm fishing more than you are. You're the camera woman.
Next time, I'll leave the camera at home. A limit of bluegills per person is 25.
That's a pretty blue right there, huh?
Some of the very first video I filmed in college was my dad scaling and filleting bluegills. I couldn't find that ancient footage, so here's a quick reenactment. And he had to improvise on the scaler a bit.
Made a quick one out of bottle cap and a piece of cedar and nail. And we go right down the spine. Right to the back of the head. Back this way. You got to feel the bones. Flip her in. That way. Put behind the head. Little angle there helps. Cut her down. I can feel. I'll flip that back and I'll go right at the top. I can feel a little bit there. Right. There. Right at the top, right on top of the rib cage. Just run your knife right along top. Swarm it right to the hole. Cut her. And there you go. Nice big slab of meat.
You couldn't ask for a better day. Great weather and even better company.
You and I haven't fished since you were quite young.
I hope all you dads out there had a great Father's Day, and especially this guy for always being willing to let me stick a camera in his face and for taking me fishing.
That's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week, right here on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.